Okay. Okay. Prayers. Here goes. We are with the prayers. And I can hide the floating meeting panel. Okay. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. सब लोग साथ में बोल सकते हैं?
Yes.
स्मृति पुराणानाम् आलयम् नमामि भगवत्पादम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ
वन्दे
भगवन्तो
पुनः पुनः
सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे
गुरुपरम्पराम्
ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय
देहाय
दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम दयानंदेश्वराय
नमः।
ओके, मैं एक लाइन बोलूंगी, फिर आप दूसरी लाइन बोलना। 1 2 3 and 6 7 8. Okay, like that. Okay. Shri Harim Paramanandam Upadeshtaramishwaram
व्यापकं सर्वलोकानां कारणं तं नमाम्यहम्।
Okay, this is also a good method. I was saying actually मैं एक लाइन बोलूंगी, वो रिपीट करना है. But this is also good. अपरोक्षानुभूतिर्वै प्रोच्यते मोक्ष सिद्धये
सद्भिः प्रयत्नेन वीक्षणीया मुहुर्मुहुः।
रिपीट करना मेरे बारे में. स्ववर्णाश्रम धर्मेण तपसा हरितोषणात्
स्ववर्णाश्रम धर्मेण तपसा हरितोषणात्
साधनं प्रभवेत् पुंसां वैराग्यादिचतुष्टयम्
साधनं प्रभवेत् पुंसां वैराग्यादिचतुष्टयम्।
बढ़िया. सदैव वासनात्यागः शमोऽयम् इति शब्दितः
सदैव वासनात्यागः शमोऽयम् इति शब्दितः।
विग्रहो बाह्यवृत्तीनां दम इत्यभिधीयते
निग्रहो बाह्यवृत्तीनां दम इत्यभिधीयते।
विषयेभ्यः परावृत्ति परमो परतर्हि सा
विषयेभ्यः परावृत्ति परमो परतर्हि सा।
परमो पर, ओके, नॉट पर,
परमो
परतिर्हि
सा। परमो परतिर्हि सा।
परम उपरम उपर उपरति उपरतिः हि सा, that becomes परमो परतिर्हि सा. सहनं सर्वदुःखानां तितिक्षा सा शुभा मता
सहनं सर्वदुःखानां तितिक्षा सा शुभा मता।
निगमाचार्यवाक्येषु भक्तिश्रद्धेति विश्रुता
निगमाचार्यवाक्येषु भक्तिश्रद्धेति विश्रुता।
चित्तैकाग्र्यं तु संलक्ष्ये समाधानमिति स्मृतम्
चित्तैकाग्र्यं तु संलक्ष्ये समाधानमिति स्मृतम्।
बढ़िया. ओके, अभी
so we have to do the ninth one.
No, that we will do separately. Yeah. So we just quickly look at the summary, and we saw on page 114, Swamiji says the first step is to know Brahman, And the second step is to create an identification with Brahman. And this is under the topic of Samadhanam. So basically, what they want to say is Samadhanam is having an alert frame of mind, attentive, very attentive frame of mind. Eh? Okay. So we have this vasana of taking the body to be ourselves, iti. And so we should become free of this vasana, iti, Swamiji says, by creating identification with Brahman. And one method for that was this upasana on Omkara. You know, where Swamiji had given that verse, Pranavo Dhanur Sharo Hyatma Brahma Tallakshya Muchyate Apramitena Vedavyam Sharavat Tanmayo Bhavet. So, in the Vedantic sense, this would be that Omkara, know the meaning of Omkara. Omkara is made out of A, U, and Ma. And then in Mandukya Upanishad, we have got that on A, we can load. It's a symbol, it's a sound symbol. And on the sound A, because Om is made out of A, U, and Ma, on the sound symbol of A, you can load the whole waking state. The waker, the waking, and all the waking objects. Okay, so that is loaded onto the A. So the waking state, and then it merges into the dream state, which is loaded onto the sound U. So the dream state consists of the dreamer, the dream objects, the dreaming, iti. And that merges into deep sleep state, which is Ma. Okay, A, U, Ma is what is Om is made out of A, U, and Ma. So we already through satsang know this fact that on A, we are putting the waking state, on U, we are having the dream state, and on Ma, the deep sleep state. Which means basically the whole Jagat, okay, the whole universe is superimposed on the sound symbol of the manifest universe. So Om, when you say, immediately in your mind, that meaning comes because of the Shastra Shravanam. The meaning when you say Om, that means the meaning of Om is Ishvara, Ishvara in his manifest form. And where did that Om come from? Because between two Oms there is a silence. So the first Om came out of silence. Om. There was silence there. That silence represents the the unmanifest, or we can say the consciousness which is free of this entire manifest universe. It's free of the waking state, free of the dream state, free of the deep sleep state. So that silence represents, okay, Nirguna Brahman. And when we say Om, it represents Saguna Brahman. So supposing a person with concentration is saying Om, 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 with only this meaning taking place in his mind, that yes, from that, Nirgunam, which is Chaitanyam, which is free of all guna, is arising this whole universe of the waking, dream, and deep sleep. And then it's resolving back into that silence. Supposing that person is just repeating Om all the time like this, okay, with totally centered mind, centered in Om. Whole mind is now pervaded by Om. Iti, the meaning of Om. Then that person will recognize, okay, his Lakshya is Brahman. Om means Brahma, Brahman, Brahman both as Saguna Brahman as well as Nirguna Brahman. Iti. And that person becomes one with Brahman. Actually, when you, I don't know if you have tried this, when you repeat Om repeatedly, slowly your mind becomes very quiet. You have enjoy a very, very quiet mind, you know. And then when you enjoy that quiet mind and you're repeating this Om, slowly, slowly, even your repetition will stop, you know, and you just sort of as though disappear into that silence. And there in that, you may recognize, you know, that in fact, this silence is me. There's nothing else here, only I am here. Iti. And so I am that Chaitanyam who is Nirgunam, from whom arises this whole waking, dream, and deep sleep. Yeah? Iti. That was the method given here. Okay. So the Lakshya is Brahman. So may you meditate in such a form that your Lakshya is Brahman and you recognize your identity with Brahman. Iti. Hmm? Just like, so they say Om becomes the bow and you, the one who is chanting, are the arrow. And what is the target? Because arrow is, when you let it go from the bow, it is meant to hit a target. What is the target? The target is Brahman. Sat Lakshye iti. That Sat is Brahman alone. Okay. So with that we finish and we come to verse number 9. Samsara bandha nirmuktam muktihi
Samsara bandha nirmuktihi.
katham me syat kada vidhe
Katham me syat kada vidhe.
iti ya sudrida buddhihi
Itiya sudrina buddhihi.
vaktavyasa mumukshata.
Vaktavyasa mumukshutvam.
Yeah, I'm just saying it once more. Samsara bandha nirmuktihi katham me syat kada vidhe iti ya sudrida buddhihi vaktavyasa mumukshata. So in the breakup, now we are looking on page 1116 at the breakup. Samsara bandha nirmuktihi. Freedom from the bandha, the bondage of samsara, which is meaning is repeated birth and death. Freedom from the bondage of repeated birth and death. Katham, how? May, for me. Syat, would it be? When? Kada? Vidhe, O Lord. Iti, thus. Ya, this. Sudhrada, firm, strong. Buddhihi, desire. Usually buddhi is understanding, but here we'll take it as desire. Vaktavya, must be stated. Sa, this. Mumukshata, desire for liberation. So this firm, strong desire, sudhrada buddhihi, yeah, is expressed here in the form of a prayer. O Lord, how will I gain this release from this bondage of repeated birth and death? Samsara bandha nirbuktihi katham me syat. How will I get it? And kada, when will it happen? Iti, this is called mumukshata, desire for liberation. Moksha, the desire behind all desires. You know, I'm doing introduction to Vedanta with one person. So that's what that introduction to Vedanta class is, exactly what this topic is right now. Showing you that your pursuit of artha and kama, you know, because what are the pursuits? What are the purusharthas? Human goals, artha, kama, dharma, moksha. So we take up first artha and kama. Artha is security. The person is pursuing security in the form of power, wealth, etc. Then we ask the question, why are you pursuing this security? What do you really want? Do you want the security or do you want freedom from insecurity? What is it that you actually want? And then when you analyze it, you find that actually I don't really want the security. I want the freedom from insecurity, because insecurity is centered on I. I want to see myself as free from insecurity. Then the kama pursuit you take up, which is the pursuit of pleasure or happiness. Why do you want to pursue happiness? Do you really want to pursue happiness? Do you want to pursue the objects that are giving you happiness? Or do you want to see yourself free from unhappiness, free from dissatisfaction? And then you discover, no, actually, I want to see myself free from dissatisfaction, free from discontentment, free from unhappiness. So, beneath the pursuit of artha and kama, what is the actual pursuit? The actual pursuit is moksha, freedom. You want to see yourself free, free from insecurity, free from kama, iti. And then we'll come to dharma. Why do you want to pursue dharma? Oh, I want punya. Why do you want punya? I want punya because I want happiness. Because punya will give me happiness, Punya will give me a comfortable situation. It will give me a favorable situation. Therefore, I want punya. Ah, that means you think you are unhappiness. Yeah. Ah. So what do you want? You want freedom from unhappiness. You want freedom from insecurity. Because when I gain punya, I will get those things, I will get free from, I will get those things which make me happy. I will get those things which make me feel secure. But then what do you actually want? Oh, I want freedom from insecurity. I want freedom from unhappiness. So our pursuits of dharma, artha, kama, all of them, behind all of them is one desire alone. And that desire is to see myself free. I want to see myself free from these limitations of insecurity and unhappiness. I want to see myself free from dependence. Iti. So that is what's going to be here in this topic now. So Swamiji says here, what is this mumukshuta? Yearning or keen desire for moksha. Moksha is unconditional freedom, which is what we always desire anyway. It's not that the desire for moksha is something new. Every one of us is born with a desire for freedom, because nobody wants bondage, dependence, helplessness, limitation. All these are similar words, Nobody wants to be controlled by somebody else. Everybody loves freedom. Not only do we love freedom, but we want unconditional freedom with no strings attached. That is called moksha. It is the only desire that we actually have, our real desire. It is the desire behind all desires. Yeah, all this, taken so much under Introduction to Vedanta. The fact that the desire for moksha is the desire behind all desires has to be discovered. However, and it will be discovered when the earlier qualifications are acquired. Which were the earlier qualifications? Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shatka, Sampatti. When those qualifications are acquired, then we discover this mumukshata, As the virtues of Viveka, Vairagya and Samadhi, Shatka, Sampatti develop in me, slowly my desire becomes more and more mature. The desire for moksha or liberation is the most mature desire. Even though it is the only desire I have, it is this desire for moksha alone which manifests as a variety of desires because of ignorance. We seem to have countless desires, but when you examine every desire, you find that it has its root in the desire for moksha. That is difficult to see as long as one's mind is distracted. But with the above qualifications, the mind becomes focused and one can see this fact very clearly. And now it is Bhatia uncle's. हाँ Bhatia uncle.
Samsara is the cycle of birth and death. You realize that you want nirmukti, freedom from samsara bandha, the bondage of samsara. The traditional meaning for the word samsara is nana yoni sambandha, the repeated cycle of birth and death, and association with different embodiments depending upon my karma. This itself shows helplessness in that I am obliged to take another birth. I don't have the freedom not to take the birth. I cannot say, please Lord, I don't want to be born again. Take me away. I have no choice. Even the Lord has no choice as long as I have not reached my destination of moksha. And therefore we helplessly take one birth after another.
Uncle, continue.
Desires are based on wrong understanding of moksha. Although we are born with only one agenda, that is to gain moksha. In most cases, that agenda is not recognized. Instead, the desire for moksha manifests as a variety of desires, and we squander all over time fulfilling those desires. Unfortunately, as we fulfill some desires, more desires keep on arising. It becomes an endless chase, results in nothing, and then ultimately we get exhausted and die with our unfulfilled agenda. It is this unfulfilled agenda that requires us to take another birth in a situation that is conducive to fulfill our agenda.
Yeah, this is quite clear, no? Nothing much to explain in this, that we are born again and again because we have got unfulfilled desire. And so then Bhagwan will give us a chance to fulfill our desire within the limits of our karma, whatever is our prarabdha karma. Within the limits of that, Bhagwan will give us some opportunity to fulfill that unfulfilled desire. And so we will be born again and again. Now, some people may object, what is wrong with being born again and again? I love my life. I love the sky, the blue sky, the green meadows. I love the rain. I love the sunlight. I love all these things. Why should I not be born again? I mean, what is this, You people are all the time saying dukkam dukkam, sarvam dukkam dukkam iti. I love my life iti. Then to that person, how will we have to teach them? There's nothing wrong. We can enjoy our life because Purnata is not opposed. Is not opposed to anything, no? Once you know your Purna, it is not opposed to your being there in this world and living your life. Being in any relationship, being in anything, it is not opposed to that. But if you don't know your Purna, then the fun begins. Then you will avashyam bhavi experience unhappiness, because you will become dependent on all the things which are anitya. And when that nitya vastu is, when that anitya vastu is not with you anymore, you will be dukkhi. Iti. So this argument, that what is wrong with being, born again and again, there's nothing wrong. Welcome to be born again and again. No problem at all. Enjoy it, it's okay. But when the problem comes, see if you can manage that. Okay. And now
because our
understanding of moksha, yeah. Uncle, continue.
because our understanding of moksha keeps on changing. Sometimes we feel that being wealthy is liberation, or being powerful is liberation, or being in heaven is liberation. Whatever our concept of liberation is at the moment, that becomes our desire, along with the hope that if it is all we need to feel fulfilled. The desire is for fulfillment, but fulfillment, as we understand it, a specific desire will be for some object or worldly accomplishment because there is a lack of viveka with regard to exactly what we want. Because of this lack of discernment, the agenda remains unfulfilled and would take another birth.
Yeah, so here the Viveka is, Swamiji is saying, because there is lack of Viveka with regard to exactly what we want. So there again, he's showing us, where to look. What is it that I actually want? If I want security, okay, do I want security only for, few minutes? Or do I want permanent security? No, I want to see myself secure permanently. Iti. Do I want happiness just for a few minutes? No, no, no. I want to see myself as the happy me. 20 all the time. Iti. That is not possible. That becomes not possible with my current knowledge of myself being a body and a mind. Iti. That viveka takes place. The person realizes that is not possible. I can't, no matter what I do and how much I do, I will not get that permanent security, that permanent happiness. That viveka has to become very clear for that person. And if we don't have that viveka, the agenda remains unfulfilled and we take another birth. Because we still think that, oh, that thing will make me happy. Uncle, continue.
This process of being born will continue until the real agenda of attaining moksha become fulfilled. It has been going on from time beginningless, and it can go on forever also. Until ignorance, non-discrimination, and misconception go, one is like a blindfold child who is told that there is a pot full of sweets and he should go and take the pot. But the child is blindfolded and turned around, so he loses his sense of direction and runs around in circles. He is given so many seconds, then told to try again. Every time he keeps on trying for the same goal, but he does not know where it is.
Nice, nice example. Anita?
Yes. Desire for moksha becomes desire for knowledge. With viveka and vairagya, the mind becomes a discerning and objective mind. Such a mind is able to understand things as they are and to discern what it wants. It recognizes that what I am seeking is moksha and nothing else. For a mature person, the desire for moksha then gets transformed into the desire for knowledge.
And I asked the question, why? The desire for moksha gets transformed into the desire for knowledge. Why?
उसके ज्ञान विदाउट नॉलेज हमको मोक्षा का वो आएगा ही नहीं. ज्ञान तो होना चाहिए.
आत्म ज्ञान.
प्रॉब्लम क्या है? प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
हम अपनी मैं को नहीं जानते.
प्रॉब्लम इज इग्नोरेंस. और एक ही वस्तु इग्नोरेंस की ऑपोजिशन में है और वो है ज्ञान. नथिंग इज अदरवाइज अपोज टू इग्नोरेंस. इग्नोरेंस में ही हम सब कुछ करते हैं. तो only jnanam is opposed to ignorance, and therefore this person has discerned, that I need knowledge, because Shastra is already pointing out that I am mukta. Then if I am mukta, I don't feel I am mukta. I don't know what is this mukti iti. I should know what it is iti. How I am mukta, I should know iti. So the fellow now becomes interested in knowledge. Iti.
Vedanta teaches that moksha is an existing fact about the self. The Atma is already mukta, liberated, ever free. Liberation is not something to be achieved, it is something to be understood. One is deprived of the benefit of moksha not because it is not there, but because one does not know. Yeah, it is ignorance of myself that prevents me from recognizing the fact that I am already liberated, desires me the benefit of myself, denies me the benefit of myself, and creates the false notion of bondage. When ignorance is dispelled, the notion of bondage is also dispelled.
Yeah, so this is okay. So ignorance is the problem. Ignorance has to go. Therefore, knowledge has to come. Therefore, this person has got a strong ichha. His mumukshata, his desire for freedom, changes into desire for knowledge. Okay, he becomes a jignasu. From a mumukshu, the fellow is converted to a jignasu, the one who desires knowledge. Iti. Because why does it change? Because he now has got viveka, that the problem is ignorance, and therefore the solution is knowledge. Iti. Okay, Soni uncle.
Yes, liberation is the removal of notion.
Hmm.
There is no real bondage. Bondage is the notion that you are bound. It is not the reality about you. The notion is called Brahma delusion, false perception. Brahma.
You just say Brahma.
Brahm, मतलब जो
Not Brahm,
delusion.
Brahma.
Brahma.
Okay.
False perception, judgment, opinion, and so on. When I say I am happy, it means I am bound. Bondage is a notion born of ignorance. Just as there is no real bondage, there is also no real liberation. What is meant by liberation or moksha is nothing but the removal of the notion of bondage.
Yes, very, 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 very pakka Vedanta this is. That there is no such thing as bondage actually, because bondage is only a thought. When we say a notion, what is a notion? A notion is a thought. And the beauty about thought is that thought can be changed. So it is only a thought. What kind of a thought? That I am bound, that I am limited. Why is it there? That I am limited, this thought is there because of identification with the limited body and with the limited mind. Therefore, once you identify with the limited body and the limited mind, the limitations of the body and the limitations of the mind you take as your limitations and you say, I am bound. Iti. Yeah. So, okay, that is Vedanta's solution now. Okay. This story is very nice.
So this is illustrated by story that Vedanta teacher always tell. Once there was a guru and a shishya, disciple who lived in a hut in the forest. The role of the disciple is to learn from the teacher and to serve the teacher also. One of the disciples' code was to make the teacher's 4 cows out to graze every morning and then bring them back in the afternoon. Each cow was tied with a rope to a post at night. Early each morning, the disciple would untie each cow, then twist its tail so that it would start moving and go to graze. One afternoon, after the disciple returned with the cows from grazing, he discovered that one of the row was missing. He tied 3 of the cows but did not know what to do with the 4th one. He went to the teacher and asked what he should do because one row was missing. The teacher said, "Do not worry, just tie the cow." "How can I tie the cow?" The disciple asked. "There is no rope." "Do not worry," answered the teacher. "You just tie the cow as you do every day." And he showed the gesture of tying the cow. The poor disciple did not understand what the teacher was saying, but he did it anyway. Fortunately, he was very obedient student and had a lot of shraddha in the Guru. So he did, and what he was told, he brought the cow to the regular spot and made the gesture of tying the cow to the post. To his surprise, the cow stayed in its place. He was nervous, however, and could not sleep all night. Every half hour, he went to make sure that the cow was still there. Morning came, and it was time to take the cow to graze. He untied the three cows and were tied, twisted their tails, and the cow started walking. The fourth cow was not tied, so he did not have to untie that one. But when he twisted its tail, the cow did not move. So again he went back to the Guru and asked, Sir, now the cow does not move. What should I do? The Guru asked, Did you untie the cow? But I did not tie it in the
उनको
first
अंदर
place.
ले आने दो ना। अब
Said
just 1 minute, uncle 1 minute, और उनको आपके इसमें से 50 देना है।
But I did.
स्टोर का डोर बंद कर देना।
But I did not tie it in the first place, said the surprised disciple. You untie the cow as you tied it, instructed the Guru. So the disciple went back and made the gesture of untying the cow. To his utter amazement, now when he twisted the tail, the cow walked off
बहुत
to graze.
इम्पोर्टेंट वो ये दिख रखना, वो मेडिसिन रखो अपने पास, चिपकली मेडिसिन। हाँ भैया उधर। Uncle, just 1 minute, I'm coming.
Oh, yes.
The gas cylinder has come, no? So.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that has to be put in place. Yeah. So the girl will do it. Yeah. So now he was, yeah. So he wanted to.
To his utter amazement, now when he twisted the tail, the cow walked off to graze. This is the nature of bondage. The cow thought it was bound and now thinks it was been freed. The nature of cow's freedom is of the same category as the nature of its bondage. The notion is created in the cow that I am tied, and until the notion goes, the cow will not move. So the new notion must be created that I am untied. Then the cow feels free. Even though the cow is always free, it does not feel free because it has the notion that I am tied.
Yeah. Wonderful story, no?
Very.
Yes, very.
So apt, this story is very beautiful story. Just give me a minute. Let me see what is happening there. Yeah. OTP आया होगा। अभी तक तो आया नहीं है। हैं? अच्छा कल आया होगा। नहीं कल नहीं आया है। ये है इंडियन का, ये अभी व्हाट्सएप पे आया होगा।
नहीं टेक्स्ट मैसेज इसी मोबाइल से बुक है।
हाँ
ये
ये तो पुराना वाला है।
नहीं
ये नहीं है, देखो वही है। प्लीज इतना पास नहीं आया। ये वाला है JX इंडेन, इधर डी इंडेन है जो अभी का है, 15 सितंबर का है।
ये वाला है सबसे नीचे वाला।
हाँ नहीं, कहाँ है OTP? कौन से वाला OTP कहाँ है इधर? है कैसे मिला? कौन सी वाली है?
ये नीचे वाला।
अच्छा ये वाला DAC। ये तो OTP नाम नहीं दिया है, DAC है। 814248 814248 81, अरे यार 8142 4-8। थैंक यू भैया। आशीष जी नहीं आए? हाँ, अच्छा, आपका नाम? थैंक यू भैया। हाँ, वो गया। हाँ, उसने खुद को। ओके, सॉरी फॉर द इंटरप्शन। रुकावट के लिए खेद है। तो सरोज आंटी आपकी टर्न है। हाँ,
Yes. The notion goes only when ignorance goes. In the same way, even Atma is free, it does not enjoy freedom because there is notion that I am tied, bound, limited, inadequate, helpless, dependent. This notion is created by ignorance, and only knowledge can remove it. You can do whatever you want with that cow, but still it won't feel untied.
हाँ, एक मिनट आंटी,
हाँ,
ये हम लोग की भी हालत होती है ना। सो समटाइम्स यू थिंक, आई नो आई एम ब्रह्मन। इतना सारा हमने सुन लिया है। ऑफ कोर्स आई नो आई एम ब्रह्मन, बट आई डोंट फील आई एम ब्रह्मन। मुझे फीलिंग नहीं आती है कि मैं ब्रह्मन हूँ। इतने है क्यों?
because we are limited.
यू आर लिमिटेड।
We think,
We
we
feel limited.
we think that
Why
we
do,
are limited.
In
yeah, but why do we
practical
think we are limited? Okay, let's go deeper. Why we think we are limited?
in practical life,
Because we feel we are body.
Exactly. Because we think we are body. Practically, it is true, auntie. Body is limited. It can never be perfect. But if you look upon, for example, if your car has got a dent in it, okay? कार के अंदर एक डेंट आ गया. Car is an instrument you are using for traveling. Now, car is somebody came and hit your car, and car has got a nice big dent. कार थोड़ा लंगड़ा हो गया है, ओके? पर जब कार लंगड़ा हो जाता है, आप सोचते हैं कि मैं लंगड़ा हुआ, क्योंकि आपकी बुद्धि में बहुत क्लैरिटी है कि ये कार इज
मैं
माय
नहीं हूं।
इंस्ट्रूमेंट, मैं नहीं हूं, ये मेरा इंस्ट्रूमेंट है। इसलिए आपके अंदर कोई असर नहीं होता है जब कार के अंदर कोई डेंट आती है। पर जब ये बॉडी के अंदर कोई डेंट आती है तो ये बहुत टफ हो जाता है, क्योंकि हमको लगता है कि बॉडी मैं हूं, बिकॉज वी हैव सच एन इंटीमेट एसोसिएशन विद बॉडी, नो? सो देन वी थिंक बॉडी इज आई। इति हमारे अंदर वो इंस्ट्रूमेंट बुद्धि है नहीं बॉडी के प्रति। इति सो दैट्स व्हाई लास्ट टाइम आई सेड कि द फर्स्ट शिफ्ट वी नीड टू मेक, इट्स अ इम्पॉर्टेंट शिफ्ट। रोज ये कर सकते हैं हम सुबह उठते ही कि दिस बॉडी इज माय इंस्ट्रूमेंट। वी आर नॉट नकारिंग द बॉडी कंप्लीटली, ऐसे हमारी लाइफ में है, वी आर यूजिंग आवर बॉडी ऑल द टाइम, बट लेट अस लुक एट इट एज एन इंस्ट्रूमेंट। ये मेरा इंस्ट्रूमेंट है। दैट शिफ्ट ना will help a lot. This is my instrument. Sometimes it gets some धक्का, it gets a dent or a couple of dents, इति आ जाती है उसके अंदर। So our identification with our body, we are not able to let that go. That's why here so much, Vedanta gives so much attention to Nididhyasana. You will see later on, lot of attention is given. Okay, so auntie continue, Vivek Chudamani. No, you're here. Nothing will work.
यहाँ से you can do whatever you want with
Yeah.
that, but still it won't feel untied. Nothing will work except to make that gesture to remove the cause notion that it is tied. The effect will go only when the cause notion it is tied. The effect will go only when the cause goes. The notion is caused by ignorance. So the ignorance has to go in order for the notion to go. And ignorance can be dispelled only by knowledge. What is required is a mature, dispelled only by knowledge. What is required, nature, mature, dispelled only by knowledge. What is required, as mature, dispelled by knowledge. What is required is a
Mature,
dispelled who has now understanding on the part of dispelled, who is now understanding the part of disciple, who has now discerned
discern,
bondage is nothing but a kalpana, imagine, created by ignorance.
Yes, auntie, stop. Okay, next para I will take, because there's little Sanskrit in that funny transliteration. So basically, that is what is saying. Ignorance is causing this notion of bondage. Viveka Chudamani says, Swaswarupa avabodhena moktum icha mumukshuta. Swaswarupa avabodhena moktum icha mumukshuta. Mumukshuta, desire for liberation, is gained by an understanding that only knowledge of myself can remove the ignorance about myself and make me free. When Viveka, Vairagya are there, the mind gains the capacity to discern that bondage is really a product of ignorance. And what I need to do is to dispel that ignorance. Then the mind is focused upon seeking knowledge and nothing else. This lack of any other agenda is called samadhana or chitta ekagrata, concentration. So this verse describes the intensity of that desire for freedom by saying samsara bandha nirmuktihi katham me syat kada vidhe. O vidhi, O Lord. The word vidhi can mean my devata or Ishvara or Brahmaji. It can be any devata or it can be the creator. Samsara bandha nirmuktihi, release from bondage of samsara, katham me syat. How will it take place? Kada me syat, when will it take place? In other words, when and how will I become free, O Lord? As Sri Shankaracharya says in the Bhaja Govindam, Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam. Iha samsare bahudastare, kripaya pare pahi murare. Punarapi jananam, being born again. Punarapi maranam, dying again. Punarapi janani jathare shayanam, again lying in the mother's womb, which is considered a very painful experience. Iha samsare bahudustare. This samsara is like an ocean which has no shore. Apare, which cannot be crossed. Kripaya pahi murare. Hey Murari, O Lord, please save me. Pahi mam, rakshamam, please protect me. Because of this Viveka and Vairagya, this Mumukshutva is very tivra for the person. So now there is Sudruddha Buddhi, a firm desire. So Swamiji writes here, Buddhi means understanding, but here it means desire. That is Sudruddha, firm, a desire that is firm. Okay? This burning desire is called Mumukshutva. The burning desire for moksha that excludes every other desire. The mind is free from all desires except one, the desire for moksha. This strong desire is the fourth qualification. So before going further, I'm going to take up Auntie's statement, okay? Because we are limited in Vyavahara. Yeah, Auntie?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah? We are limited in Vyavahara. Therefore, it is difficult for us to assimilate this knowledge, right? That we are free of limitation. No? That's what
Yes.
Auntie is saying. That is true, Auntie. We are limited in Vyavahara. Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
The limitation in Vyavahara is a fact. But it is a limitation of what? That clarity can take place now. It is where is the limitation taking place? The limitation is, let's look at what Shastra has to say and what we think. The limitation is there in the body, the limitation is there in the mind. We think the limitation is there in me. What is Shastra is saying? The limitation is in the body, the limitation is in the mind, but it does not mean that the limitation is in you. So Shastra is pointing out that there is a confusion taking place. There is a, two things have got mixed up. Two things which are distinct from each other have got mixed up. And because of that mix up, there is that confusion has taken place. What are the two things here? One is I, the self, Atma, Chaitanyam, and the other is the body, the mind, the body mind sense complex. Okay? So what Shastra will do is, again and again in every class, literally, it will tell you the difference between the two. It says this, look, there is a difference between the two. First, understand what the difference is between the two. So Shastra will say that you are consciousness, that we cannot deny that. Yes, I am existing, and that existing, I know I am consciousness. I am a self-revealing conscious being. Okay. Now Shastra will say that look at your body. Your body, okay, is something that you know. Look at the wall. Wall is also something you know. Now see, wall is an object. Body is also an object. You don't think the wall is you.
And pencil.
But you think the body is you. Shastra points out that is error. Because body is an object. You are the one who knows that object. You are different. So the difference between me, Chaitanyam, and the body, mind, should become very clear. Okay? So when I used to take with Bhatia uncle, I used to point out that the body mind sense complex is called OMACT. Quickly ये करके हम इसको बंद कर देंगे. Just 1 minute. I hope you all can see the whiteboard. दिखता है कुछ white?
हाँ जी.
Okay. You tell me if you're not able to say. Okay. So I'll try to make it now. 60, 90, yeah. So body mind is OMAC. Haha. Look at that. You can see that OMAC.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay. What is OMAC? Now let us break down the OMAC.
Object.
Okay. O equal object. ये तो O नहीं आया. I don't know if I'm allowed to delete. Okay. O. Okay. Then M
Material.
equal material. This includes energy also. Okay. A equals
Adjective.
attribute. Okay. Different attributes. Body is tall, short, fair. Mind is restless, loving, hateful. Iti. Attributes. C.
Changing.
Changing.
Yeah. Changing.
Both important.
And T.
Temporary.
Temporary.
Temporary. So this is the nature of body mind sense complex. And then Shastra points out what is the nature of you, Chaitanyam. Okay? Chaitanyam. Okay? Sachaitanyam is not an object, not material, has no attributes, is unchanging, and by the same token is permanent. Permanent, nitya. Yeah? So, this kind of difference, Shastra points out that this is, we have in this text, we have not come to it yet. Yeah? So don't worry about it. But just to show you that actually Shastra is saying that there is a difference between you, who you are, and what the body mind sense complex is. And not knowing this difference, this is the ignorance. Not knowing the difference, you think that the body mind sense complex is you. Iti. Let me just, I will capture this as a screen. I'll capture the screen. Oh, it's not allowing me to capture screen. Yeah. Just 1 sec. Okay. I'm going to capture the screen. Okay. Okay. Save it. Just 1 minute. OMAT. I'll just call it OMAT. Okay. So I can share it with you on the, yeah. So Shastra is pointing out that because of ignorance, you see what ignorance does. Because ignorance is there, there is this mix-up of two distinct things which are completely different from each other in their characteristics. And there is this mix-up. And one is taken for the other. Iti. That is what ignorance does. Yeah? And therefore, when Vyavahara, when we feel that we are limited, it is true. In Vyavahara, lot of limitation is experienced. That's why we think we are bound. But that feeling of bondage is coming because of the ignorance of the nature of the two which are here. The mix-up which has taken place here. Yeah? And so supposing we become very clear about that, and we are able to see for ourselves that, oh my God, it's true that I am unchanging and I am Chaitanya. Even that much if we come, that I must be unchanging. It's not possible I can be changing. Because otherwise, how will I know change? Even that much if we have. The first, this glimmer of doubt will come. That, oh my God, it's, or maybe an insight will come. Oh my God, maybe it's true. Maybe what Shastra is saying is true. Just by the power of logic, that I must be something unchanging. Otherwise, how can I know change? So once that is there, then keep the Shravanam must go on. and slow, and Shravanam, and along with it Chintanam also will be going on. Okay, on what the kind of study we are doing. Okay, then slowly that it's not that the limitation will go away, auntie. व्यवहार में वो लिमिटेशन तो फील होगा,
रहेगी, yeah.
क्योंकि
But
बॉडी की लिमिटेशन तो आपको लिमिटेशन तो लगेगा है, पर आप उसको कंफ्यूज नहीं करोगे कि ये मेरा लिमिटेशन है,
yes,
विच इज
yes.
अ बिग फ्रीडम.
Mhm.
जैसे आपका गाड़ी में कोई लिमिटेड पुराना गाड़ी हो गया, उसमें वो कार्बोरेटर ठीक नहीं है, उसमें पेट्रोल का टैंक भी लीक हो रही है, कुछ ना कुछ उसके साथ हो रही है गाड़ी के साथ, पर आप उसको कभी नहीं आपको लगता कि ये मेरे प्रॉब्लम है.
Mhm.
ये वस्तु हो जाएगा विच इज अ वेरी बिग रिलीफ. या very big relief.
Right.
Okay, with that I think we will stop for now, and yeah, it's going to be very interesting this. And then the vichara after this long, I don't know how many pages, 126 pages we will start on the actual vichara.
Mhm.
Yeah. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari
Hari
Om. Shri
Guru.
Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari
Hari.
Om. So, Bhatia ji, I'm coming to your place today because I'll be going off to Rishikesh, on Friday. And tomorrow I will come and see Sony's. Yeah. After my physiotherapy, I'll come and see you. Okay. Om Hari Om Tat Sat.
Okay.
Namo Narayana.
Namo Narayana.
और मैं आऊंगी तो कोई ज्यादा ये मत करना. I'm just coming just to say hello. Okay. Oh.